So this just arrived. I'm getting married in October. It's really occurred to me that planning your wedding is not that different to planning for your own death. I planned my death before I planned my wedding. So I know where I would want to die, and I know I wouldn't want certain treatments. So I wrote my wishes down. My father got back to me and said, "What is this, a suicide note?" And my mother seemed to really freak out. It's like she thought I had a terminal illness. My name is Kim and I'm a palliative care nurse, and I'm trying to transform the way that we look at death and the way that we die. So I'm trying to make it easier for us to talk about it and to prepare, but also to change the way we experience the dying process, to bring life back into the dying process and to help people to express themselves right up until the end. I see so many silent deathbeds and the family around the bedside, not knowing what to say or do. And there's just no life in that space. It just feels like a waiting room. So for me, a good death involves the things that make that person, the music that they love, the photos and the experiences of life around them, the things they like the taste of on the counter, bed sheets that are theirs, wearing their own clothes, feeling like them and smelling like them. That to me is a good death. I love all flowers, but I think the flowers that make me feel most special are daffodils because they remind me of home. I also really like lilies, but I know that lots of people find lilies quite creepy. So again, it's just personal preference. And that's exactly what we try and do with Namaste Care. Engaging the senses to help the person still be them until the end. So what music will make them smile? Are there any scents that make them feel calm? Is there anything familiar like Old Spice? What about a wet shave, you know? Is the feeling of the skin really important? So for me, I love the smell of Johnson's Baby Relaxing Bath. That's really nice for me. So I think if I was feeling poorly and my nurses washed me in that, I'd feel so comfortable. So I think knowing those little bits, those things that you can smell, those things that you can feel on your skin is so reassuring, and it reminds you that people really care about you as an individual. A gentleman came into the hospital, and as I approached his room I could hear Johnny Cash playing from a CD player. He had duck egg pillows and quilt, and a family that were laughing and singing around his bed. And when I went in, they said, "You know, you've missed it this morning. He was singing with us. We've had such a nice time." When I did my checks, I noticed that he had a dry mouth. So I asked, is there anything that he likes the flavour of that we might get to stimulate that thirst? And they laughed and they said, "Oh, only Jack Daniels." And I said, "Don't laugh, let's try it." We'll put it in water and we'll see if that will make him take some water from the sponge. And I remember them leaving the ward giggling. They're really excited by the fact that they could do something in a situation where they didn't feel that they could do something. And that will always stay with me, and I'm pretty sure it'll always stay with them. And it's that sort of thing that you give to people that they won't ever forget. Death can be a really pleasant time for a family. It's always sad, but it can be pleasant. The job has hugely changed me, I think. I always reminded by a scene in Peaky Blinders. Polly nearly dies, and she describes it like sticking your head out of the sunroof of life and figuring out what it's all about and then coming back down. And that to me, I do feel like this job has given me that sort of perspective. You think about what is of value to you, the importance of legacy, and the importance of just having a good time and being kind to people. So I do think that that's really shaped the way I live my life. There are some weird bits that come with it as well. I've got like a morbid gratitude, just being able to move my fingers. I say to myself, "Oh, aren't you lucky that you can move your fingers?" It's like, "Oh, stop it, just be normal."